Good afternoon, Remax Associate Agents. Hey, Rob Oakey here with this week's Broker Minute. Hey, wanted to talk about whether or not we actually have a valid listing agreement. And what I mean by that is, in the listing agreement, there's a few documents that are required for us to have the complete agreement. In Section 16, it talks about not only that we need the exclusive right to sell, the document itself, but then it lists a couple of other forms that are also required. It lists the seller's property condition disclosures. It lists the data input form. It lists the wire fraud. And then any subsequent addenda that are attached to the listing agreement would also be involved. Why I bring this up is a couple of things that are coming up. Either A, we don't have the seller's disclosures in time for us to meet the seller disclosure deadline. So we want to make sure that we're doing that so we can fulfill that listing requirement. But the other piece is the data input form. Oftentimes we're trying to rush or trying to get a listing on the MLS as soon as we can, and we don't have the data input form completed by the seller. There's two problems that pose. A, if we don't have the data input form completed, well, then we don't meet the requirement of having a valid listing. So you can make an argument that we're not able to list the property. But second of all, is how are we able to put information on the MLS if we don't have a record from the seller indicating what this is what the information is? If we start taking that information and putting it in ourselves, now we're taking responsibility that we are representing that information for the seller instead of the seller representing themselves. So again, just a quick reminder, these are the things that we need to make sure that we have before we actually take a listing, and just want to make sure everything's accurate. Any questions you have about this, feel free to reach out to me, and happy to answer any questions we can. Okay, talk to you later.